Yep. Hey, what up, what up, what up, what up, what up, what up? What's going on, everybody? America, we are back in the building. We getting ready to recap week 5 of the NFL season. It is Brooklyn Bids and Ball Sports Show. We are in the building. I am Rod. That is Don. He's on the West Coast. I'm on the East Coast, but we're holding it down for everything in between. We got a lot of stuff to talk about. The guy who took an L won't be with us tonight, but certainly he will defend his case. Yeah, obviously, right? You know, he had some stuff he was caught up in tonight, and unfortunately he could not be on the broadcast tonight. But Mr. Scrap, as y'all know, he's going to have his own take on the first L that the Eagles have taken, but rare for Don and I actually got victories, so we got some W's here. So
whoa. What do you mean rare? We're 4-1. Don't start the rare.
Come on, okay? You and I win in the same week. I'm saying you and I winning in the same week. That's what I was trying to say. I mean, I don't normally get to win with you guys. It's either you or Scrap winning, and I'm on the losing side.
Okay, so let's reword that. Okay, we're coming off a rare win for the Cowboys, joining Donald and Scrap, who don't do this. Yeah, good. Yeah, you know we doing now. We all winning together. No, we're not in the same. No. All wins are not created equal. Please let's be clear on that. I couldn't let you go into that foolishness without stopping you there. Okay. All right, you guys got a W. Congratulations. You know, Dak looked good, cool. All right, but let's respect who you were playing. Number one, let's put that into perspective. You know, I bet those aren't world beaters.
Of course, not at all.
On the other hand, no one gave us a chance except me to win.
I agree with you there. I totally agree with you there. Yeah. You beat a really good.
We dominated. Yeah, we dominated. And I said we dominated. We dominated the game. Yeah. If you look at it, time of possession, look at all the measurables. We dominated the game. I don't know what you.
Okay.
Yeah, we dominated.
I have to. I mean. I I guess, you know, when you look at the
score.
Come on
now. See, you couldn't. I knew you couldn't give us. You couldn't give us a. Listen.
I mean, Stafford still threw for nearly 400 yards. I don't know how you dominated, but I'm just saying you only won by 3. I mean, you want to talk about nuances of statistics and stuff, and you know.
Did you see? Okay, so I mean, let's get into the show, and then I will break down the game to you, right? Okay. Because what they did is something a lot of times the Cowboys do. They did a lot of garbage time yards, because if you look at what Puka Nacua, who's arguably the number 1 or 2 receiver in the league, he was shut down in the first half. Okay, so yes, and Devontae Adams, that was all in garbage time. That was all of them trying to catch up. So yeah, he had to air the ball out. But when you look at what they did on the run, right? They didn't really do much on the run. Kyrie Williams had his touchdowns, but that was passing. That was an extension.
Well, he only had 14 carries. I mean, he didn't take a lot of load. He still averaged 4.6 yards a carry with 14 carries, 65 yards. I mean, so he had a modest output. I mean, he just didn't. They just went away from running the ball, like you said, you know, in garbage time, trying to obviously, you know, play catch up and try to expedite production versus the clock at that point. So they couldn't really run the ball. But I mean, I won't say that y'all stopped them. They'll stop the run. I wouldn't.
So you wouldn't give us. You couldn't just say it was an amazing win when no one gave us a chance with 3rd and 4th tier wide receivers, a backup quarterback who now there's a discussion what we could have done. Okay, but you're I'm
just retorting to your specificities of the game when you talk about dominating and how y'all, you know, I have to challenge that a little bit, but it was an impressive win considering that y'all had no fun there.
If you look at the first and second half breakdown of the game, okay, at one point I think we were winning 14-0. We were shutting them down. That is a domination on a team that had all of their starters, or the majority of them, and we were completely depleted. That is a domination. When you look at the time of possession.
Well, I mean, y'all are not dominated, but y'all are not decimated defensively. I mean, defensively, we still expected the Niners.
Who's our best defensive player? Who is our best defensive player?
Fred Warner.
It's not Bosa? So it's Bosa.
I don't think so, my opinion. I mean, it's a subjective question, but yeah.
Okay. As the person who laments about Micah Parsons, his departure.
Yeah.
Someone like Bosa doesn't grow on trees, so he is a vital piece to our defense.
But he's not there anymore. I mean, y'all are making life without him right now. So, I mean, he's gone for the season, right? So, I'm saying, right. Well, so I'm saying, like,
when did that happen, though? When did we lose him?
You lost him, what, week 2, was it? I can't recall the game. What week it was. But I'm just saying, when he's one guy, your defensive unit is still, y'all are top 5 defense in the league. Y'all are really, I mean, with your boy is back.
So act like it. Clearly. So act like it.
No, but I'm saying, but you're saying that y'all dominated defensively, like as if that was a shot. I think your decimation was on offense. That's where y'all were depleted, not decimated on defense.
Offensively, yes. But what happens with a team? Okay, so you're saying there's no direct correlation. Let's do the intro, Rod, because this is you. I don't want any more compliments from you. If you're not going to be genuine about it, don't give it. No. Don't give it. We don't need it. Don't need it. Don't want it. I want winners. I don't want to hear
your team to win. And guess what? I have to tie down. I'm like, yo, okay, you won. Listen, I eat crow. The Niners.
No, you're not because we dominate. It wasn't just winning. It was so you're looking. So let me get this straight.
So D, y'all won by 3 points. I mean, could that
does not tell the story. Most games are the end score does not tell the game. Clearly, you didn't watch the game. Clearly, you didn't watch the game.
No, I watched the game. I was back and forth. I was watching.
You didn't watch the game.
I didn't watch it in the level.
Do I have to go to the text? Do I have to go to the text? You did not watch the game. You said, and if it wasn't true, you told it. You said that you were focusing on baseball only because you did not want to see us dominate on a Thursday night standalone game. So when I told you, okay, so let's be true. You didn't watch the game. You did not watch the game. So if you watched the game,
I watched it after you texted and talked about it. I saw you
watched it from that point. You watched it from that point moving forward. Watch the entire game. You have every app, every sports, all 22, all 68, all 54. Watch all of those and tell me that wasn't from start to finish a domination of it. The end score doesn't matter because, of course, in garbage time, our defense changes. They're on a more aggressive approch because they had
in the fourth quarter of that game, where you say that they were pretty much stat padding at that time. What was
I didn't say that. That never came out of my mouth. That didn't come out
garbage. Garbage time is the same as stat padding. There's no difference in the two meanings. There's a different colloquialism, but it's the same meaning.
I mean, we didn't have a 30-point lead. So yes, they were still. Technically, we've seen teams come back. I mean, look at week 1 with Baltimore and the Bills. So nobody is out of it, right? If you aggressively throw bombs and there's some defensive lapses and all of that stuff.
So what they did then is still they put up numbers still against a scheme that was still designed to stop y'all, not just play cushion football or play conservative. I mean, you just said y'all weren't up by a lot, and clearly y'all weren't if you only won by. It wasn't like y'all won by 3 scores and then they made the game tight because y'all played in prevent defense all of a sudden. I'm just saying, like, that's not domination to me. That's still the game is in reach. And you know what? Matthew Stafford and then went to the air, and that's what they did. I mean, I don't see where you get the domination.
We'll agree to disagree. We'll agree to disagree. Okay. We'll agree to disagree. Well, but listen. Okay, we'll agree to disagree. I won't argue with you about it. Because clearly, just don't give us whatever your take is. If you take us on a week or don't take us, I don't want to. Please do me a favor. Don't say, "Yo, good win." Don't say any of that because you don't believe it. You don't believe that. But clearly the chat was in. You didn't believe it when you texted, and even now,
it was a good win.
Doubling down, you don't believe it.
So the nuances of the game that you're pointing out, I think you're taking
a game that you didn't watch. You're taking a game you didn't watch. What nuance if you didn't watch the game in its totality?
I didn't watch the game in totality. And I'm not saying I'm not totally dismissing your assessment of the game as it relates to the certain nuances. I agree. But I think you're stretching it. But I mean,
I'm not stretching it. I'm not stretching it. This is what you said, okay? I have a good memory. Your prediction was the score was going to be 29-6. Was that your score?
That was correct. Yes.
Okay. And Scrap's score was 35-17. Was that
correct.
his score?
I believe it was. Yes.
So if the fact is by the time I was texting you guys, we were up 14-zip. Does that seem like, based on your score and his score, does that seem like a domination?
D, no, not really.
Yes or no? You only gave us 6 points. You only said we were scoring 6 points, Rod.
I did.
I got to put you in the corner on this.
But we got to put the whole game in context, though. But y'all were up 14-0, which was a surprise to me when you chatted that or whatever. And I happened to look because I was watching the Yankees, and I said, "Oh snap! Let me go ahead and flip to the game." You know what I'm saying? So I'm watching the game, and I'm like, "Okay." I was thoroughly surprised. I was shocked that y'all were up by 14 against the Rams, considering all the injuries y'all had on offense. I didn't give y'all a chance to even score because I figured your defense would get tired in that game from trying to stop the Rams because y'all wouldn't have gotten any rest because I was expecting a lot of 3-and-outs from your offense. But clearly, that wasn't the case. Kudos to Shanahan. Kudos to the offense, Matt Jones.
Can you just look at this? Can you look at the time of possession? Can you do that, please? Since you looked at, in the fourth quarter, the last 5 minutes, D, explain this. Look at the time of possession. Was that a domination? Time of possession is a big deal. That means we had the ball more than them.
Yeah,
in layman's terms.
Y'all had it 40 minutes and 4 seconds, and they had it 26 minutes and 20 seconds. Absolutely.
Okay. So that still doesn't.
But now, D, I'm just saying in theory. Now, I'm not saying it's correlating to this game, but time of possession, you can see a lot of teams with a lot of time of possession, and they don't put up points. They can run a lot of clock, drive up and down the field, and they could still lose. And the other teams just happen to go up and down the field in 4 or 5 plays, and they still scoring points. So
clearly that didn't happen, though. That didn't happen in this game. But I get what
that didn't happen in this game. Okay, I just want to make it clear.
You can have the ball a long time and just settle for field goals or whatever, or not score, or just long drives that don't amount to anything. I totally agree with you. But okay, regardless of the fact,
and shout out to Kendrick Bourne. Let me say that. Shout out to Kendrick.
You were running him into the ground, and when I said
I did,
I never heard of him.
Well, I never heard of him.
I never heard of him in my life.
Who
you were throwing to? Who was he throwing to? I listed the players, and you were like, "Who?" You acted as if they were not professional NFL playing.
I did.
Players. They were not that they didn't belong in the league, or they didn't need to even be mentioned. And he had a game of the ages.
He did. He looked like our second-year guy, Flournoy, yesterday. Yeah, very much so. Flournoy had a great game. Okay, he's our second-round draft. I mean, he's our
guys play
from last year.
Who did you play? Who did you play yesterday? Who did we play? It's a simple question.
Listen, the Jets are 0-4 or 0-5 now.
They're 0-5,
but their defense
is terrible.
Yeah, but they do look bad. But let me tell you something. The problem with the Jets is that they just don't have quarterback play. That's the only problem with the Jets. They ran the ball. We gave up 8 yards a pop yesterday.
Well, that's just because you guys are trash. Crazy. So that doesn't mean anything. Like a team running on the Cowboys doesn't mean anything.
Right, but ultimately, you play the Jets. A formidable running.
He is. Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely. Sorry, they got a good team. They got a good team, and Garrett is a good wide out. You know,
Rosie, I hope you didn't stay in all that traffic because Rosie went to the game. He's not in yet, but
Rosie's a Jet fan. Man, Rosie, come on in here, man.
Yeah. Remember he said he was jumping on. No, he's not on. Remember he said he was going to that game, and you, old Rod of Little Faith, said, "Oh, they're gonna beat us anyway." But Rod, you can't flounder back and forth. If you're on your team,
you see me hype about our win. I'm excited that we won. That's a good thing. But I'm not bloviating.
Oh, you are.
I'm not, being extra, and I'm not exaggerating the win. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it was a good win. You got to beat some teams, right? And the Jets, we know, are struggling. But I honestly didn't think that we were down. I was shocked by the way or how good we looked offensively. D, we had 4 starters out on the line. 4 starters out on our offensive line. So, and we're playing Nate Thomas at left tackle. That dude is all but a rookie. You know what I'm saying? And they got a good front 4. The Jets got a good front 4. So I'm just trying to say, like, we is particularly their interiors, and we got, B.B. Cooper and Hoffman and the center and right tackle. Steele has been horrible in the pass protection. He was the only starter on our front line. Our all-pro, all-world left guard who just got the $100-something million contract a couple of weeks ago, Tyler Smith, he was out. He was on reserve in case we needed him. D, we look back. I mean, we didn't have our pieces just like you guys didn't have your piece. But your win is more formidable than ours because you beat a more formidable opponent.
By far.
So your victory is more worthy.
We beat a team that you, under your estimations, is going to win our division, which that's not going to happen. But
I still think
okay. Well,
you don't think that you think the Rams have time will tell. Are you impersonating Scrap tonight since you got here?
We'll tell. No.
You don't think they have a chance to win your division? You don't think they
have a chance to make the playoffs? They have a chance to make the playoffs. I think we have an opportunity because we're winning. This is the thing, Rod. We're winning these games with a depleted team. We're going to get healthy. And now you look at it, there's no drop-off in quarterback. So, Purdy, take as much time as you need. And this further confirms we did not have to pay him that money.
I tabled that in my mind because you already set the table for your Purdy because you got Purdy issues. So
I don't have Purdy issues. I just think we didn't need to pay him that amount of money. I think that and I've said this over the years, so this is not a new based on no, I'm not saying, of course I'm not saying that. You're paying him too much money for him not to come back, but there's no drop-off. And to think that we had to pay him, we didn't have to pay him. Because if the production, if the production is the same with Mac Jones actually over the course, listen, hear me out.
You're talking in hindsight though, D. That's hindsight. You didn't know what Mac Jones was going to be when y'all signed him. You mean to tell me you don't. Mac Jones,
but you know what?
Pay Purdy and take Mac Jones.
You have a track record. You have a track record. You know what Shanahan can do with quarterbacks. That's what I'm banking on. If you are a system quarterback, it is a precision offense. I can't stress this enough. If person A is going to be at section B, throw the ball there. He will, if you can get the ball there, that's it. It doesn't require a high mobility quarterback. It just requires precision. And that's what so it is to a large degree, if you have any type of skills, it's to a certain degree, a plug and play. Look at the quarterbacks.
I agree with that.
He made Mullins shine. He made Matt Ryan, who is not a mobile quarterback. He made him an MVP of the league. Jimmy Garoppolo.
But he was always a good quarterback. Matt Ryan was a number one draft pick. He was a good
cool.
College. He was one of the
he
top
played good for BC, Boston College, whatever. But I say all that to say you don't need Lamar Jackson speed. You don't need Patrick Mahomes' arm strength to work in our system. And as I said on our previous show, listen, Christian McCaffrey there. Your eyes you can roll your eyes in the air. It does not matter where your eyes go.
Schematically, I agree with you. It's a system offense. You can plug and play, but not to the degree that I think you're taking away from the performance and the credit of Brock Purdy. Yes,
I'm not taking away. But what I'm saying is
Purdy still elevated more than any of them guys you mentioned. More than
Mac Jones. Can I say this?
Yeah, go ahead.
Can I say this? Mac Jones was a top draft pick. So you're telling me Mac Jones in our system, if he had got drafted by us, and that was the talk. Remember, it was so what they did was they drafted for the upside because Mac Jones is not a mobile quarterback, right? He's basic. If you look at him, he's just a basic guy. He looks basic, right? But if you look at the intangibles, they jumped and made all these, they traded away assets to get the arm strength, to get the mobility, to get a dual quarterback, because that's the way the league was going. That's the way, in order to be competitive, you needed a dual quarterback, right? Pocket quarterbacks started to become relics in a lot of ways, right? So you go for the upside. But Mac Jones was there, right? And you're telling me that Mac Jones in our system if he would have been drafted by us, we would have had those draft assets to surround him. We would have been a really, really good team. And think about it at the time where, he was and don't knock it. Brock Purdy is a good quarterback, but I continue to say that production that we're getting from him, we didn't have to pay him $50 million for that. I think based on our offense, based on the surrounding pieces. Well, I mean, the market is the market. The market is the market.
So that's what I'm saying. You can't be mad at what the Niners did.
No, but I can be right. I can be right about it, though.
Huh?
I'm not knocking the market, but I can be right about what I said. The same production. If you look at what Mac Jones is, he's through what?
No, you can't. No, I'm gonna tell you why you're still wrong on that. I'm gonna tell you why your point is still not valid in the sense of Purdy accomplished more than what most quarterbacks that are starting today have done. He's actually okay. Granted, and I know this is going out on a stretch. Okay, going on a stretch. Lamar's got what? 2 MVPs. We know how great he is, but technically speaking, has he accomplished more than Purdy by way of accomplishment?
No, he hasn't.
In terms of taking team. Right, that's what I'm trying to say. And he's had better teams than the Niners, if all intents and purposes. I mean, I know y'all been pretty.
I don't know about that. I don't know.
Well, I mean, they did. Well, they proved that in the one-on-one matchup a couple of years ago when they, came into San Fran and kind of beat the brakes off y'all. I mean,
yeah, they beat us, but that's
Baltimore's been a better team than San Fran, even though San Fran San Fran went to 2 Super Bowls in the last 4 years or so, but still, I mean.
So wait, a better team has not made it to the AFC Championship. That team is better than us, who made it to countless NFC Championship games and the 2 Super Bowls. That team is better than us.
I do believe they are, because the only reason
you're looking at a 1-game sample size.
Well, they're looking at but you're looking at a tougher conference. Remember, the AFC is tough, and you got the all-world quarterback in Patrick Mahomes. So I'm saying that's just been an Achilles heel for the Ravens. Y'all didn't have that level of opposition or obstacle or challenges in the NFC like that. The truth be told, y'all, that's why y'all was able to go to 3 Super Bowls in the past 7 years. Y'all,
so it was easy. So it was. Come on.
I'm not saying it was easy, but it was a less. It was a path of least resistance in terms of what Baltimore had to go through with Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. The Chiefs. I mean, come on, D. The Chiefs they're not dominating.
So all you have to do is look at their division, right? And if we want to go, since Lamar has been in the league, let's look at division by division. Yeah. Okay. So you have Cleveland. Has Cleveland been good in the last 6 or 7 years?
No, they have not.
Okay. So who else is it? Has Joe Burrow been healthy since he's been in the league?
No.
And the Steelers. What has happened?
But they've been inconsistent, but they did get a Super Bowl appearance. But go ahead.
Okay, one. Okay, great. And the Steelers, right? Since Ben has left, have they had good quarterback play?
They have not.
Okay, so it's an easy division to win. Yes or no? As opposed to the NFC West.
Yeah, I don't know, D. I mean, I don't know.
Look historically.
Outside of the Rams, Seattle hasn't been. What has Seattle done? Seattle hasn't done anything. Even with Russell Wilson, they've tailed off a great deal after their whole Legion of Boom and all that, right? And when they were beating y'all, when y'all had Michael Crabtree and all that, they were the top of that division. And then they fell off. Y'all begin to ascend. The Rams were not that good until they made the match. I mean, Jared Goff did get them to a Super Bowl.
Did the Rams win the Super Bowl?
They won 1 Super Bowl. They have, but that's the only team.
Only team
they won a couple of years ago. Was the Rams. Y'all division wasn't no less greater than what the AFC North was, and the AFC North still had way more better defenses. The battles were way more contentious. Okay, even though the Steelers are still making playoffs, regardless of how bad their quarterback play was. They were still making playoffs, okay?
Right.
Don't forget
they were a 500 team.
Baker Mayfield got into the playoffs, and so did Flacco get them in the playoffs last year, the year before last. I'm just saying, there's been that division is still more harder than the NFC West has been in the last, say, 10 years or since Lamar's been in the league. Come on, and your guy did it with what? 3 different. You've been in there with 3 different quarterbacks. But we'll go from Shanahan.
So what does that have to do? What does that have to do with how he was able to do it? What does that have to do with how he was able to get to the playoffs? It has nothing to do with who the quarterback was. If anything, that actually bolsters the fact that the Niners are a great team, that we can get it done next man up. Like So you're
no, but
saying,
my argument was that Purdy was better than Lamar in terms of getting more or having more success with his team. In terms of what he accomplished, and so that's why he needed to at least at the minimum get paid market value. And you're saying that the market is what it is, but you still didn't think he deserved the money. And I think he did, because you would not have seen the success you saw in the past 3 years had it not been for Brock Purdy.
I think, and I disagree with that. I think the market is the market. We agree on that. But if you look at the production that Shanahan has been able to get from the quarterback position, I think you could get that production, because look at this. Think of everyone who has gone through the Niners to get some type of tutelage. Look at what Sam Darnold is doing. He was a castaway, right? Look what he's doing in the league. Of course, we look at Brock Purdy, 7th round draft pick in that system. Mac Jones, he had one great year when he was with the Patriots and then was a castaway. He became a journeyman, and now he's going to get a big payday. Do you know that 9 teams, after we beat the Rams, reached out to trade for Mac Jones? Did you know that?
Really? No, I didn't.
9 teams. 9 teams. May have even been a Cowboys asking how much. 9 teams reached out to the Niners.
Well, it might have been the Bengals, if anybody. I'm sure Cincinnati probably reached out, but go ahead. Yeah.
Well, it was 9 teams. It got to be more than the Bengals.
Yeah.
And so
I'm just saying, they were probably one of the 9 teams. I'm just thinking of teams that I don't need quarterback. No, but that's impressive. Right. But again,
the Cowboys can use a quarterback too. I mean,
yeah. No, we don't need. No, I think that Dak is better than Mac Jones. You're not going to disrespect Dak and say he's not better than Mac Jones. Mac Jones, and you just said it. Mac has been in a system. Dak has played under several offensive coordinators and still made several Pro Bowls and still have very good seasons. Okay, so no.
What did he do in the postseason? What has he done in the postseason?
Just hasn't
because
done
that falls under.
What has Mac Jones done in the regular seasons before he got to y'all? I mean, he's benefiting from a system. You just said it. Now you're gonna make him all world.
He was a Pro Bowler. He was a Pro Bowler his first year. Pro Bowler first year, playoff team.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. My bad. Yeah, I forgot. He was. Yeah, he did play pretty good.
Let's be real about this.
But he's okay. So he's underwhelmed as a first-round draft pick. Okay, we're not gonna say he's lived up to his first-round draft status. Okay, like I'm not saying he's a bust, because he's not.
In the Patriot system,
like Daniel Jones is,
I think you're right.
Donald. Yeah. Okay, that's all I'm saying. But no, I mean, but you're not gonna make him all world now. And because they got teams, know why teams and here, but why do you think that they're asking for that trade 9 teams call? Why do you think they do that? Why do you think they
part of it is to deplete us. I mean, of course, part of it is to deplete us.
No, that's not it, D. That ain't it. They call because they know y'all got a quarterback already. That's why. They want your backup because they know you got a quarterback already. You have your franchise quarterback in Purdy, so therefore,
that's not the reason.
Why they're asking for a trade for Mac Jones, because they know
you're not going to keep him.
You're not going to keep him.
Can I tell you why?
Can I get something for him now?
Yeah, we could. We can get something for him now.
That's why they ask. That's why they interested in the trade.
So that's the sole reason. That's the sole reason you ask a 4-1 team.
I guarantee you that's the primary. That's about 85% reason.
Is that the sole reason you ask a 4-1 team for their backup, who is 3-0 as a backup,
because the backup, you know why?
Quarterback?
Because your backup quarterback is just what he is. He's the backup. He's not taking Purdy's spot. Purdy is the franchise quarterback. Purdy is coming back at that. So they're figuring, look, y'all gonna lose Mac Jones anyway. Why don't you just get some picks for him? And you could then find another system quarterback, as you say, to back up Purdy come next year. Or whoever's behind Mac Jones, you can use him.
For us, since Brock Purdy is not 100%. Granted, he shouldn't have come back to that game where he re-injured or re-aggravated. He should have waited and played the Rams game. He should have gotten that rest. Mac Jones was rocking and rolling. Mac Jones only has 1 pick, 1 interception in 3 games. And I think he has something like 9 touchdowns and maybe one or 2 picks, and he's 3-0. Why would we'd be foolish? We'd shoot ourselves in the proverbial foot to give him to another team, and then if Purdy gets hurt, it weakens us. That makes no sense. Mac Jones, have a good life after this season. You're playing right now. You're incentivized to play for your next contract.
I agree with you there.
So why would we do that?
Trade him, but I'm just telling you the incentive behind why calls are coming in for him. That's all I'm saying. The Niners aren't going to trade him. You're right. Purdy's not 100%, so they're not going to trade him.
Exactly.
But the point is, why are other teams calling for him? It's because
that's the reason.
Purdy does get healthy. You think he's going to get healthy at some point? He's going to get healthy.
But part of it is to deplete us. Part of it is to deplete us. Because remember, also, Brock Purdy's been dealing with injuries since he's been in the league too. He's not an Iron Man. He's been hurt too.
Yes.
And it's not just the foot, right? He's had several injuries that caused him to miss games.
Well, but everybody in the Niners has been hurt. Y'all need to look at your whole training group, your whole training, the folks that do your, that does all your stuff with your injuries, because they ain't getting it done. Everybody's been hurt with the Niners. I'm just saying, though, but at the end of the day, Purdy, when he plays, and he's been very, 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 very good for you guys. And, of course, they're not going to trade him because he's not 100% now, but he will be at some point. And at some point, don't be surprised if Purdy comes back and gets on a little streak, okay? I'm not saying that they would do that, okay? That's why I'm not the GM.
If he is healthy and we're going to get something, trade him for an edge rusher. Trade him for something that makes the team better.
Strength and conditioning coach. That's it, Briggs. That's I couldn't think of the term. Yeah.
I think we can trade him when we're in a position where Purdy looks like he is through that, turf toe, which, sometimes it lingers longer than you would like. But I think it's something that, if you're going to trade him for an edge rusher, if you're going to trade him for, an offensive lineman, something that is going to strengthen our team, it makes all the sense in the world. It's an asset that is being showcased that teams really need. And you don't, in negotiating, you don't necessarily go for the first offer. You let that play out so it'll only bubble more. As teams, let me tell you who's going to be the coach for Cincinnati is really putting his job on the line for Browning. Instead of him saying, well, let me grab Jameis Winston, let me reach out, and I'm sure he's one of the 9 teams that reached out to the Niners. I'm not going to die on this hill. Let me, because what you're doing is you're wasting great players. And God forbid, knock on wood, if Jamar Chase or someone gets hurt in a waste, because the AFC to a large degree is wide open. The teams that you would expect to dominate aren't dominating. So if they had better quarterback play because they're doing a huge disservice. If they had better quarterback play, you got Jamar Chase, you got T. Higgins, you got Chase Brown, you got these players around, and the quarterback is clearly the position that is slowing them down. You got to make a move. And I know the ownership is cheap, but it is what it is. But let's get to the other games. The Cowboys, hey, listen.
Well, you know what? It's up to you if you want to. We don't even got to discuss the Cowboys. You may want to talk about the Eagles if you want to go into that. Since I know our time is limited, it's up to you. But we can talk Dallas. It's up to you.
No, we'll talk Cowboys real quick because you're feeling good about it. You flounder back and forth between being a fan and then shooting texts about the victory on high school teams, like you would say, right? You beat.
I don't remember dragging in the text.
Fresno State.
I gotta look it out.
Let me look back at the text. It's in the chat. I think there was some excitement.
I didn't bloviate. I didn't say anything. I don't even think I commented. I was probably talking more about the Rams and Philly. I don't think I said anything. Yeah,
I'll look at the text.
Yeah, I'm
going. Are you excited about because you went from got apathy.
I'm excited that our defense
now all of a sudden is
big plays. Yeah,
so you don't need Micah,
and I like Houston, and I like Jameer, our other linebacker. I like that they benched Sanborn. I don't think he'll be back. They're going to keep him on the bench because he's trash. I like the two. No, we still need Micah, but we did get a lot of sacks yesterday. The pass rush was crazy yesterday, and that's a good offensive line. The Jets.
So Jerry Jones was right.
Line. That's one game.
So Jerry Jones was right.
And Jerry said it last night. Jerry threw some more shade at Micah in the post game. He threw more shade at him. Talking about Houston. Houston has more sacks than Micah Parsons right now. And he's got more pressures and don't even play a lot. Now they're going to start playing him, but that's because the fans have been screaming for this kid to play more, and he's really good. Jerry says, well, he has to be a little better against the run. but this is what I was saying. And we had an all-world pass rusher before, but teams ran at him. So, he kind of struggled against the run. And that's, kind of what Jerry said. Jerry's petty. So, but I still would take Micah. Give me Micah with these cast of characters that we have. They can elevate. That's what Micah Parsons did. And we were a top 5 defense when Micah Parsons was on the field. That's a stat you cannot ignore.
Sometimes it takes, unfortunately, sometimes an injury showcases what a player can actually do, right? Or a trade or something happens, right? Look at what's the guy that was in Phoenix? We're talking NBA. I forget his name. He was like just a ancillary piece. You didn't think he was good. Then he went to Brooklyn and he played excellent. Now he plays for the Knicks, but they gave us 5 draft picks. I forget his name.
Mikal Bridges. Yeah.
Who would have thought Mikal Bridges would have? But see, sometimes those big trades have to showcase this next man up. And sometimes you have the diamonds in the rough that you don't see because there's so many steps behind the person that's in front of them. But once they get that opportunity, they're able to shine. So maybe if Micah was there, you don't get to see these plays. They don't get to showcase their skills. And, now you know what you can build around. But in any case, you got a W. I mean,
I like the W. I think
2 wins and a tie is not a bad way going into. It's terrible. Okay.
I know it's terrible. You see what he does, America? You see what I'm saying?
It's terrible.
It's all right.
Yeah, because I didn't like that backhanded compliment you gave. So absolutely.
Props.
Nah, you didn't get props. You didn't get props. Let's talk about real quick the Eagles.
I think Scrap may pop out into the chats now. I think he was waiting.
I did say was on upset alert. And if everyone can watch the last show, I gave 2 upset alerts. And because Scrap wants to hold my feet to the fire, I recanted the 49ers winning against the Rams. I said that the Rams would not cover, and I gave a score of, I think, 24-21 or something along those lines.
Right.
And not only did the 49ers dominate, in my opinion, time of possession and cause them to just get away from the balance as far as the Rams, and they just became solely a passing team to a large degree. It was closer. The score, Rod is mesmerized by the end score, so he thinks that was indicative of how the game was played. It didn't go that way. Anyway, we talk about the Eagles.
Yeah.
Listen, did I say that they were going to overcorrect? They tried to. So you got away from Saquon Barkley, who's running the ball, because A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith, they were upset about not getting the ball. Now, Scrap doesn't believe that this is the case, but me and Rod are almost sure that there is a divorce coming. There is a separation that is going to take place. Scrap talks about the cap hit for the Eagles is going to be too great. Okay, if they keep him for this season, he'll be disgruntled, or he will force them to get out of the way they play, a la Des Bryant. Force feed me the ball, Dak, even at the demise and the detriment of the team. And then what do you get out of that? You lose. You make somebody happy who is going to probably leave next year anyway. There are teams probably salivating, looking at all right, we'll take A.J. Brown. You eat most of that contract, but we'll take him off your hands because he's disgruntled. And once he becomes a cancer in the locker room, and then maybe he's able to hook in Devontae starts getting upset or being disgruntled about not getting the ball or not feeling part of the offense, there goes the Eagles. Die, Eagles, die. No more fly.
What do you say? Die, Eagles, die. I agree with you, D. 100%. 100%. There's issues. Scrap does not want to admit it.
He doesn't.
Scrap does not want to be honest about what he clearly sees is an internal issue with this team. And A.J. Brown has been vocal probably since he's been there, right? Maybe the last couple of years. We know he's a diva receiver. A lot of these receivers want it. That was the reason why we ended up letting Dez go, because it was too much pressure to put on a young Dak to try to force feed him. And even though Dez was obviously our number one threat, our number one receiver, we just couldn't bottleneck Dak in that way. Now, again, I agree. And then Devontae Smith also alluded to some comments.
He's even chiming in, and he's quiet.
Chiming in now, and right, and he's actually, kind of balling, and he had a nice game yesterday. The reality is that there's issues there, and at some point they're going to have to address it. Now, here's what I will say: the Eagles is an interesting team because they seem to thrive around drama. I don't know what it is. It's like winning does them
from
no
the coach.
good.
It comes from the coach. The coach
Sirianni,
he's petty, and he's about drama.
And he's definitely about drama. And especially was a guy who was on the verge of losing his job. At least we thought he would have the year before last when they had that horrible season and when they lost their coordinators and so forth. And again, I just feel like the Eagles, there's something's got to come to a head. It looks very inauthentic when Jalen is throwing the ball a lot. And I don't care what Scrap says. He can say what he wants, but they abandoned that run to force feed Brown,
of course,
and to force feed the passing game. He only had 6 carries. That's going away.
And they had 18 passes, which the last couple of weeks they've only had 4, 6, maybe. So you're almost tripling the passes, and you're diminishing the run. It's not balanced, and it's not going to work. Now, mind you, Saquon might be happy about it because he had 400 plus touches. So he may be like, "Phew, thank you, I ain't got to get the ball." But that's not a sustainable. Now, of course, I think they have a get right game coming up in week 6. I think they play the Giants, I think they play the Giants. So they should be able to get right, but they're still going to have to address that with the better teams. They're not going to be able to. They tried to autocorrect, and it's going to hurt them. It did hurt them, and so there's no more undefeated teams. Scrap's studio got torn down. That whole, the Maybach studio is torn down. So when you see him, he's going to have regular lights. So we understand why he's not there. Tear those lights out, all of the lights, and tear them down. Welcome to Earth. You're back here with everybody else. That undefeated, all of that, feeling yourself, it's over. Okay? So I'm really happy about that.
Yeah. Good thing for the Eagles, though. They got the Giants 2 of their next 3, though. That's the only thing. They got the Vikings in between, but they got the Giants 2 to 3. So, so they'll make some amends. They'll look like they got it all together.
Not a guarantee that they're gonna win both, though. It's not a guarantee that they can win both. Jackson Dart, he has a little bit of, he's a little gunslinger. He's mobile. Yeah. He's mobile. So
he'll start to figure it out even more and more. You know what I mean? Yeah. I think they definitely can't sleep on the Giants, and I think they need to definitely make sure that they do their best to get with one accord as best as they could, because there's issues in that locker room and AJ Brown isn't happy, and that's going to cause a lot of friction, which it has already.
Who do you guys play next? We have
we got the Carolina Panthers. We got the Panthers. So, we just gotta look, man, we just tried. We got to get what we can get, D, because it's going to get rough. It's going to get rough. It's going to get rough, D. It gets rough for us. Okay, after that game.
Don't play with Arizona. Arizona, that's a cautionary tale of what not to do. Don't play with Carolina. If Carolina beats you guys, I think you should not. I think you should just skip the show. You can, if Carolina beats you, don't come in week 6. Because, listen, that's going to be the whole show. Don't lose to Carolina.
Well, it could very well happen. Carolina is not as bad. They're a team that's actually improving, and they got our old back there with Rico Dowdle there,
Man, how do you feel about that?
I mean, it's
200 yards rushing.
Yeah, but Devontae,
for all purpose, maybe.
I mean, I said Devontae. Javonte Smith is he's made us forget. You know what I mean? He's been Williams. I mean Williams. I said Smith.
Williams.
I'm thinking Devontae Smith at the Eagles.
Oh,
okay. The Williams. I'm sorry. Excuse me. Yeah, thanks for the correction. Williams. No problem. So he's playing good. Look, we've always liked Rico. Rico just couldn't get any love because he had Zeke and then Pollard ahead of him in the depth chart. So he was always there, but he proved himself last year, and we're happy to see him run. He's gonna be a tough out because he runs angry. So he's a hard runner. So we'll see.
And even if Chuba is back, even if Chuba Hubbard's back, I think after that, he's carved out a role for himself. So they're going to probably utilize both backs, which will be interesting because, we'll see if the Cowboys can stop the run. We have a challenge. We play Tampa Bay. So that's going to be a good game. That's going to be a good one.
Oh yeah.
And so
let me see where y'all at. Oh, y'all in Niners. Okay, y'all in. Yeah. Oh yeah, y'all home for that game. Okay, cool beans. Yeah, that's gonna be a good one.
That should be a real good game. That's gonna be a good one. So
we gotta pick some scores. Now listen, I'm well, when Scrack is back. So just so you know, I'm out. I'm gonna be actually in Texas this whole week. Shout out to my oldest son. He's graduating boot camp from the Air Force. Chris is getting ready to do it.
Nice.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
I have that there, and I'm gonna get with your dad, let him sign the banner as well as a former serviceman and everything. We got a big banner.
Nice.
So yeah,
okay.
We do all that, and so we're flying out actually tomorrow, so we'll be there for this whole week. We don't get back till Saturday, so so I'll I have to give my predictions at some point during the week, maybe in the chat or whatever like that.
That works.
Big game D. So that's a big one there. You got the Bucks on deck. That's gonna be good.
So you just want to give predictions on our games. What about yours? You don't care about your game?
No, I do care about our game.
You want us to lose. You want us to lose, and you.
I don't like the Niners and the Eagles. The Eagles are in my division, so they automatically, by default, get no love. And I hate that. How many times I have to tell you, D? We talk about this every year. Okay, offline, online. Dwight Clark. Okay, I'm still traumatized. Okay,
tears, right? Tears.
10 years old on my couch with my dad, and I'm still heartbroken because that was a game we should have won. Okay, I hate the Niners. If you're a Cowboy fan, you don't like the Niners. I dismissed somebody online at the Publix about a year ago. Guy said, "Yeah, I'm a Cowboy fan too." He said, "But I like the Niners too, though." I stopped talking to him. Right in the middle of the line, we was talking online. I stopped talking. I just looked at him like I didn't say no. He's like, "Yeah, because the Niners." And I took my change. Thank you, ma'am, and I left. I walked right in the middle of this conversation. I'm not trying to entertain you, bro. I haven't even got time to explain to you why you shouldn't be liking the Niners as a Cowboy fan. You don't like the Lions and you don't like the Steelers. So those are the two teams outside of everyone else in the NFC East. So anyway,
okay, cool.
But
in any case, Rod, good show. Listen, next show we're gonna have to discuss Mark Sanchez.
Yeah, bro. What,
man? How to listen?
What the heck?
How to ruin your life in a day? Listen.
Yo, that is and when reports first came out, I'm thinking he's the
victim. Was like, oh my God, let's pray for this brother.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Stabbed in the chest, but then you find out he was the aggressor climbing up.
Did you see what the other dude looked like? Did you see the pictures?
I saw the gash and all that.
Yeah. Like, yo.
So, it's bad. It's bad.
Man.
I hit up you know who Jason McIntyre is?
McIntyre. Why does that sound familiar?
He's on the Herd with Colin Cowherd. He's like his sidekick.
Oh yeah, that dude. Yeah, the funny.
So I hit him up. Yeah. I hit him up. I'm like, yo, what's up?
Did you? Okay.
Why didn't y'all say nothing about which? Because I know they love Mark Sanchez. Why didn't you mention anything about him? Right? Like no, I gotta check. But I'm saying, why didn't y'all mention it? This is huge sports news, and I know he's a contributor. He's a personality on Fox, and I understand innocent until proven guilty, but you still got to address it. You got to say, there's allegations. We got to get to the bottom of it. We'll let the legal process happen. But he was arrested. This guy's he's in the hospital. He stabbed in the chest 2 or 3 times. Initially, I saw it was supposed to be critical condition, then it was stable condition, but then the other guy is in bad shape. And I think he was like 69 years old. The guy he got into it with. No networks.
Any of the networks. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, but if somebody else gets a speeding ticket or this or somebody, it's everywhere. And that's the only thing that's not right. You know what I mean? You got to call it like you see it. If it's now granted, if it's something that is outside the realm of sports, that's fine. But this is very much, he was supposed to be doing the Rams, the Raiders game. And they had to pivot. They had to pivot off of that because he's too busy fighting and getting in the cab of the 18-wheeler.
It's not like if he was sober and the guy came for him and he was self-defense kind of thing, and then just had to end up beating.
No, the guy was doing the one that stabbed him.
The one he's not right. Yeah, it was the other way around. The guy was trying to defend himself from Mark. Yeah, I didn't even know Sanchez had that in him. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, that boy. Yeah, there goes
he got some of that yak in him, and then he started acting crazy.
Acting crazy.
Spirits. That's why they call it spirits.
That's why they call it spirits. That's right.
That's why they call it spirits. But unfortunately,
right on that, D.
I mean, listen, what like, so there's going to be he's has some legal issues after this. Some felony charges, some misdemeanors, but then the guy's going to sue the pants off of him.
Oh yeah, he's
and
done.
Really, if he's right, he's going to sue Fox because he's a representative. He's an employee of Fox.
Oh, he can go after Fox too. He can.
He's going to get paid. That dude's going to get paid.
He can definitely go after Fox. There's some, and it depends upon what's in that contract right. too with Fox and everything. Right. What do you say? Here, first
butt fumble. Now this is like, man, this is the butt fumble on steroids. This is crazy.
Facts.
This is crazy. So oh man, Mark Sanchez, pray you heal up. And you're gonna listen. You're gonna be in for it. And it could be, people at Fox are, quietly distancing themselves from him. But Colin was always, oh man, it's great to have you. And you're a great guy and a smart mind and all. And now, not to mention anything, and I get it. Sometimes proximity and friendship precludes you from being honest and calling it like you see it. But you got to mention it. It's big enough. It's a big enough story.
Probably was told by the suits not to mention it. Trying to say listen.
His career is done for sure.
Yeah. They probably got direction from the suits. Told them not to.
Right, because if they address it,
water right now,
Yeah, between the Joy Taylor and Skip Bayless and the hairstylist.
Skip's on a new show now. Did you see that? He's on another show now. Skip Bayless.
Yeah, he's on a bunch of rejects talking around. It's that like
on another table. Yeah, with Aqib Talib. And Gerald McCoy.
Qualib Ty Lee and
Qualib.
And Most Def, all of them on the show. I'm good. Skip is done. I don't want to see nothing with Skip. And now he's trying to do a podcast with his wife and the dog. Skip, it's over. You made your money.
Yeah, Skip. You made your money, bro. I know. I just hope you invested well, which I'm sure he did. And look,
he's good. He don't need that. He doesn't need. He just wants to be relevant. It's over. It's over.
It's definitely a wrap for him. Yeah, just make your comments on Twitter. That's it. We'll give you Twitter. You can do your thing on Twitter. Right. That's it.
And do those videos. Micah who? And he's always, we didn't need Micah. And we didn't need this. And I'm and he makes these sweeping, kind of predictions, but
he's the one. That's why Troy Aikman don't mess with him, man, because he was the one that came out and said Troy was gay, all that stuff.
Yeah.
They don't really fool with him like that. So, they don't fool with him. Yeah.
Yeah, because how many books did he write for the Cowboys?
I think he wrote 3, right? 2. I think it was like about maybe 2, but it could have been 3. Yeah, it could have been 3. Yeah. Because he was plugged in. I mean, he knew what was going on. That's why he was in the doc. You know what I mean? Jerry's still fond of him. So, he gets a little love there, because Jerry likes him. So he still gets some love there. And but because Jerry likes him because he talks about the Cowboys. So
exactly.
Yeah. So give him just more publicity for him, so. But so we'll see what's up though. But we got some good football. But good win, though, D. Good win. I no, really, in all honesty.
Don't try to wrap it up. I know. Don't try to say we don't need it. We don't want 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 it. We'll be fine. We don't want it. Your time, your opportunity to do it the right way has passed. So we good.
I did. I even told you in the chat. Let me see. Let me see. What
I don't want to see the chat. I don't want to see the chat. No, but then you said it, and then today you tried to come up with reasons why it was okay, but it wasn't that good because we only won by 3 points.
You came out and said, well, we dominated like the 86 Bears against the Patriots in the Super Bowl.
I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
We had possession for 4 days, and you time of possession.
Well, if you gave us, if you told that we were only going to kick 2 field goals, and we were up 14 points, 14-0, then that's a domination based on your estimations. Scrap said we were only going to score 17 points, and they were going to score 35. Well, that didn't happen. So you guys' prediction was grossly
wrong.
Very much so.
Especially me. Way off base. Scrap at least gave y'all 3 extra points. You know what I'm saying? I was done. So
yeah,
I agree.
Way off.
Way off. No, you got that, D. You got that. No, you called it. I was shocked, though. I was shocked. Yeah, I don't have that level of confidence in my team like that. I didn't even think we would beat the Jets. Honestly, I didn't think we would beat the Jets because Dallas is so inconsistent. So if we losing to the Bears the way we did, that was bad. That was a bad loss for us. And then to tie against Green Bay, that made it even worse. So you come off a loss and then to a tie. It's like, how do you process that? You can't even, it's trash. So, like I said, Carolina, you can still lose against them too. So we don't know. It can
listen. If Rico, it's a revenge game. If Rico comes and he runs all over you guys, man, listen. Week 6 is going to be trouble.
And we're on the road. We're in Carolina, so okay. Yeah, a lot of Cowboys.
Shout out to brother-in-law. I know he's hoping, right?
Oh yeah. Top. He more into his college football and his wrestling, his WWF stuff and all that stuff. He likes his Panthers, of course, but he don't, he's just not crazy about them. He just feel like they're just still a bad team. He goes into it, but he ain't got a lot to say. I can't even talk about sports, man, because the Panthers are still trash. Either way you look at it, right? They'll beat Dallas and then lose their next 6, so it won't matter, right? They're still trash.
Well, if they do that, that's all that matters to me.
Rico Dowdle, Rico charge, Rico is good. Miami's another team we're gonna have to give a little more. We're gonna have to talk about their demise too.
My goodness,
this year, because that team too is.
We are creating a spot, a coaching spot for Mike McDaniel. He can come back anytime. His office is already ready. They already
with the leg up.
Right. The Knickers, you guys come on back. Come on back. Get up there and draw some plays. Yeah, he's finished.
Yeah, he's finished. Yeah, he's done. Him, Dayball, those guys will be done by the end. Dayball could get fired before the year's out. We'll see. But yeah.
What do you think the Jets are gonna let what's his name, Aaron Glenn, continue, or you think it's over?
They'll let him. No. Yeah, you got to. Look, Dan Campbell was 3-13 in his first year. So if anything,
ownership matters, though. I think ownership and loyalty to the process matters.
That's true. I agree.
Detroit's not a big market, right? At the end of the day, it's nice, and they got Eminem and 8 Mile, but they're not moving nothing, right? New York, on the other hand, when you got the Giants, who are terrible too, but it's everyone's competing for the back page. You can't have a 0-5 team and lose the way they're losing. And then all you have to show for it is that meme of you dancing, thinking you won the game and still lose. Like that, that's,
Right. No, I agree. But I think
the ownership might be more pressured. Yeah, hopefully. Because
he doesn't have a quarterback. I mean, he needs a quarterback, right? I mean, you got to give him you just got to give him a quarterback. And I think with Campbell,
the problem is
he just couldn't get it
done.
The
problem is you rolled out Aaron Rodgers. You told Aaron Rodgers, we don't want you. Aaron Rodgers is doing good. And the person that you handpicked, you said you wanted him. He's looking, confused.
But I don't blame them for. Yeah, they rolled out Rodgers. They did, but Rodgers was a problem, though, man. Rodgers is only now behaving in Pittsburgh, because he doesn't have the cachet anymore. Still, at that time, Rodgers still had a lot of cachet and bringing in his guys. Now he's not, and ain't nobody paying Aaron Rodgers no mind. He don't get none of those perks and privileges anymore. They already know he's one and done. So it's different now. But I don't blame the Jets. Rodgers, I don't look. Would have been interesting to see what he would have did in that first year when he first got there, and until the third play of the season he got hurt. That was a little disappointing, because I do think he would have done something for the Jets in that year. He still had a lot of game left in him, but at the end of the day, look, he wasn't the long-term answer for the Jets, and so they got to get a quarterback. They'll give Glenn a chance, though. He'll get another year at least, of course. I think. I don't think the Jets.
Look what they did with, and I know different teams, different situations, but look what they did with the Patriots. They had the coach for 1 year and rolled him out. Now, he's still getting paid. So, Vrabel's a good coach. He's still the coach is still getting paid. So if you get fired, at the end of the day,
Jerry doesn't get fired. Jerry doesn't fire coaches. He's the only one that won't do that. He don't believe in paying. His philosophy is, I don't pay players. I don't bench players, and I don't cut that's still on contract, and I won't ever fire. He only did that one time in his whole year as an owner with the Cowboys. That was with Wade Phillips. in the middle of the season. We were 1-7 at that time. And that's when Jason Garrett came in as an interim coach, went 5-3, and then he gave him the permanent job. But he will not do that. He does not believe in paying people to sit home. He just won't do it. That's not his philosophy. Yeah. So, yeah.
Well, Rod.
So, anyway, all right, real, man. Man, it's always been real, bro. Appreciate that.
Yeah.
And
thanks everyone for joining us and watching on the replay. We'll see. Week 6 is going to be interesting.
Yeah, it will be.
I'm sure we'll get some more backhand compliments from Rod when we take care of Tampa Bay. But until next time, everybody, shout out to Scrap, who his team is no longer undefeated.
No longer.
Thanks, Briggs, for joining the show.
Thank you, Briggs.
Until next time, everybody. Peace.
Peace.